talking as well. So I can't actually show you the catalogue until it's been released to the customers, but I can certainly show you the products. So this is called Them Bones, and it's a Halloween sweet, and it consists of a stamp set, matching dies, some glow-in-the-dark papers, glow-in-the-dark embellishments, and some designer series paper. I'm just going to show you what the papers look like. So we get one sheet which you can cut up into various card mat layers to make cards with, and on the back of that one you have got this which says boo and eek, and you've got this one that is pumpkin pie, Cajun craze and white colours, so it goes with those inks. And on the other side you've got these. Now the dies will die cut each one of these out, so you've got the skeleton, you've got the cat, and you've got the dog, and it will cut those out. We then have some headstones on this side, and then on this one there's this gorgeous checked pattern, and we have this paper, and then on the back of that one we've got a zigzag bone design. I love this one for scrapbooking, so you can cut it in half and then make a double scrapbook page. You see how that looks. And then on the other side of that you've got bats, and you've got this lovely blue starry sky background, and then you've got pumpkin pie with Cajun moons and bats on. So today I thought we would have a go at making a card using some of the scraps, because I've already been working on some projects for a tutorial which will be available very shortly. So I'm just getting all my scraps of designer series paper, because we don't like wasting designer series paper. And I've actually used half a pack so far on my projects. So I'm going to start off with a basic white card base. Here's one I prepared earlier. And then I'm going to cut, what background? I think we'll have a black background. So I will just quickly cut. So my card is a standard half sheet of A4, cut in half that way and then scored at 10.5 centimetres. So I'm going to do a standard matte layer of 10 centimetres, and I do 14.3. If you hear any rustling, that is my cats decided that they want to take part. So I'm going to use a black matte layer to make this card. So you see that will fit nicely on the card there. So I think we will use, let's put that out of the way so I don't spoil it. So I think I might do one of strips. So, or we could, so I think, could just do one a bit like that. How does that look? Or we could just do, let's have a go at doing some squares. So, got this little guy here. So we'll do that in. So I think I'm going to do them in, I think I'm going to start off doing strips. So I'm going to cut 2 centimetre strips. That's 2 centimetres. Is it 2 centimetres? I'll fit that. I'm just looking at all my scraps that I've got. Oh, I'll use that one. This one. It's a bit small. So you can make cards quite easily with scraps. So I'm going to do 5 different strips, and you can either put them all together so there's no gap. But I'm thinking if we have a gap, space it out slightly. I'm going to put the blue one there. That's not wider than that. It's better. And then that one not on the end. So I need them to be. So this is 10.5. No, this is 10, so I need it 9.5 to give a nice border. So we just cut these up. So each strip is 2 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to have one going that way up and one going that way up. So then that one like that. One there. And that'll fit in there. So I'm going to start gluing the middle one. That one I'm going to do. So using multi-purpose glue, I'm going to stick it to the card. so. And then I can work the others either side of that. And the multi-purpose glue gives you wiggle room as well. So if you do put it slightly in the wrong place, you can shift it, which is great for trying to line up the margins. Whoops. There we go. And then this one. And then this one. Okay. So that's my finished matte layer. I can then fix it onto the card. Now I'm going to change my matte layer because I prefer cards that are not tent fold cards. So I'm going to cut my sheet of A4 10.5 and score at 14.8. So my card will open like so. And as you can see, this piece of paper, this piece of card has got a blemish in it. So I can put my matte layer on top of that, and that will hide it. So make sure we get it the right way up a bit. So that is my matte layer for my card. I now need to do a sentiment. So we can use we can use the Happy Halloween. So I think I'm going to do it on white. And what colour background should we have? Should we go pumpkin? Looks nice, I think. Cajun craze will do. Okay. So I've got a piece of scrap basic white cardstock that I was doing the card with, but it didn't work. So I'm going to use that. Just stamp my sentiment on. And I think if we use, let's bring the blue into it. Starry sky. There we go. You can use any of the matching colours from the papers to do your sentiment. Do that one. Yeah, that does look good. So I just trim that down. And then we want a piece of Cajun craze to mat it on. So I go half a centimetre so that is my mat layer. And I can either have it straight or I can do it at a slight angle. So I'm going to do let's use some dimensionals for it. Now I always put some in the middle, so if it is posted to somebody, it's not going to get squished and go like that when it goes through the machinery. So I think I'm going to go slightly off with it. More glue there. There we go. And then we take off the backs of the dimensionals. And line it up down here. And there is my finished card. It's really quick and simple to use up any scraps of designer series paper. You can use cardstock and emboss it. So this is a great way of using up those scraps. Let's do another card. So this was cut from the designer series paper that had all the different pieces on this one. Oops, put it down. This one. So I might do it that way. Let's close the ink pad up. And I think we will do. We'll cover the whole of the front up rather than leaving a line around it. So I need to do it 10.5 by so that should fit on there. Right. So I think if we do some stamping. So another sheet of basic white, which I'm going to cut smaller so I don't waste too much. So again, I'm doing it card size, so I can get 4 out of a sheet of A4. So that is going to go there. I do. just working out roughly how big a piece of square I need. Half that size. This one is 5, so this is 5.5. Let's try this. And how big is he? Oops. I need it about there. So I've cut this piece down to 5.5 by 12. So that'll go like that. Maybe I need it a little bit smaller. Which hat am I going to put on then? Do the beret. So I can actually cut a bit more off of there. About 10. That'll fit on the mat layer. So I've cut it 5.5 by 10, so I need to cut my mat layer 6 by 10.5. That will go like that, and then that will go like that. And then I need a little one. Right, so we're going to start stamping. So, that was my designer series paper falling down. So I think we are going to have a black skeleton. So I'm using Memento ink and inking it up really well. Put him down there. Right. And then I think we will give him a Cajun Craze hat and scarf to tie it in with the background. That will go. Like that. And then a sentiment. Put that up there. So I'm going to do the bonjour, I think, for this one. In fact, it might stamp it down there. Just grab a smaller block. And stamp it right in the bottom corner. I'm just going to see if I do need to add another sentiment to it. No, I think that looks nice just like that. So now I can start sticking it. Stick the stamped layer onto the Cajun Craze matte layer. So I think we will raise this one up. But if I was posting it, I could always stick it straight onto the card base. Oops. And there is another very quick and easy card. So that today is the 2 cards that I'm showing you. I'm also going to give you a sneak peek at some of the other cards that I've done. So with this one, I used the white craft ink, but you have to either heat dry it with the heat gun or leave it to dry for a few days. So this is the background is from that sheet that had all the, it's this bit here, and then literally I just die cut the grave and headstone and then die cut the cat and the dog. This one was just stamped again, which is very similar to this one, but I used black instead of Cajun Craze. Then another one, which is using this bit of the designer series paper. Again, another white craft stamped cat, which I stuck on top of the headstone, and then I've added some of the glow in the dark gems, bats and ghosts. And then this is another one from that sheet again, this bit, and I've done a dancing one, and this time I die cut the bats and the cane and the hat and the little bow tie. Also for this project tutorial, I have done a stepper card, and I've done a mixture of die cut bats and the glow in the dark bats. And this is one of the scrapbook pages that I've made, and I'm going to be putting the picture up here. But you can see I've used ribbon to cover that line. I've used another piece of that designer series paper, It's got the words boo. And then I've die cut from one of the papers the skeletons, some more stamped craft white cat and dog. I've die cut some glow in the dark bones, and on this ghost he's got the beret and the scarf in the glow in the dark. This one is the other half of that designer series paper, and I've cut down the trick or treat part from that designer series paper. And then something I love doing is making my own background for scrapbooking. So I have used stamps and the bats to make a background, and the picture will go there. So I hope you have enjoyed. Oops. I hope you have enjoyed seeing what I have made. And if you need to see my projects, or you want to order them from me, please visit my website at cheryldiana.co.uk. Until next week, thank you for joining me. Bye.